So as we do the show live right now, there are two things that are happening that are breaking stories. There's a poll out on how much the American people have moved on the issue of impeachment. That happened just a little while ago. I'm going to get to that in a second. But Jeff Flake just went on TV. Former Republican senator from Arizona has had some public disagreements with Donald Trump. On the other hand, voted with Donald Trump an overwhelming majority of the time, arguably helped to get Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court, and at the end of the day would back Trump on the votes. He came out and said, he was asked about 30 Republican senators might secretly vote to impeach Trump. That's a story that came out yesterday. Mike Murphy, one of the most respected Republican campaign managers who worked on Mitt Romney and John McCain's campaign, said if it was held today, I'm telling you, there's 30 Republicans who would vote to impeach. If it was a secret vote, that's an important caveat. Flake said no, there would not be 30. There would be 35. He said, and he was just in the Senate. Those are his colleagues, he knows them. He said, I'm telling you, I know the private conversations. Like I'm paraphrasing now, he just said it on air, okay? But he said, it wouldn't be 30, it would definitely be 35. So, and remember, that's not 35 out of 100, that's 35 out of 53 Republicans. So that's the majority, the great majority of Republicans. That is the great majority,
and I don't doubt that that's how these lawmakers actually feel. But remember, I mean, they would be on the record voting either for or against impeachment. Yeah. And so how would they actually vote? And I think that, they're worried about the political ramifications of voting in favor of impeaching Donald Trump because they're concerned about their voters and their own political career. But look, I don't really focus too much on polling because polling is done by humans and human error is an issue.
Totally don't agree.
But the recent polling on impeachment indicates that more Americans are starting to, be persuaded that impeachment's the way to go.
So I'm going to do a defensive polling one quick second, just on Flake. Look, guys, of course it's not a secret vote. So obviously they're going to be politicians. But what it does mean and why it's really important is if things go sideways, a lot of the Republican senators want to vote against Trump. So if they get a good enough political reason, they're gone. That's why his support is paper thin. It's wide right now because the Republicans haven't really broken ranks. They're starting to fray around the edges, Mitt Romney, Ben Sasse from Nebraska, etc. But if they have a devastating fact come in, then they could all fall like dominoes because they want to impeach him according to the people who know them best.
Right.
Okay, now the reason why polling is relevant, so let me give you the poll and then tell you why it's relevant. It's moved 13 points over 2 days. Same polling organization, Morning Consult, 13-point swing in favor of impeachment. Before the numbers were 36 in favor, 49 against. Now it's tied, 43-43. Other polls actually have impeach at higher number, okay? And it winning in some of these issues. Now, if you're saying, well, 36, well, I can see why Pelosi was opposed to it. That's not a majority, and so not necessarily popular. So no, remember when impeachment began against Nixon, it was at 19%.
Right, yeah.
And it went up and up and up. And in this case, boom, 2 days in, it's up 13 points. And across every category. Democrats used to be at 66% in favor of impeachment. Now they're at 79% in favor of impeachment. So the Democratic Party has spoken, and I'll get to why that's important in a second too. Independents have gone up from 33 to 39, that's a big jump. Even Republicans have gone up from 5% of Republicans say impeach to 10%, doubling, 10% of Republicans saying, yeah, it's time, he's gotta go, okay? Wow. So the reason why it's so important and relevant is because politicians take their cues from polls. So even if you think it's not important, the politicians think it's important. I know that for a fact, okay? So when this poll dropped, people in Washington were like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we meant impeachment all along. And so that's the Democratic side, because now 79, 8 out of 10 Democrats, voters are like, you better impeach. There's another layer to it, guys. The donors are now telling Democrats, you gotta impeach. And it's near the end of the quarter. That's when you report your totals.
How do you know that?
So I got sources. So now when the polls and the donors on the Democratic side say you gotta go, they gotta go. Why do you think Pelosi switched her opinion? You think it's because she had a come to Jesus moment because of how serious Ukraine was?
Never, I never assumed that with Pelosi.
Of course not, right? And so now on the Republican side, if they're also starting to hear from the donors a little bit going, I don't know guys, that'll affect the Republicans. If they see their polling going down in their own state and they see impeachment polling going up, Susan Collins in Maine, she's toast if she's on the wrong side of this issue. And I can say that about 5 Republican senators easily. And if the dominoes start falling, there's apparently 35 dominoes left to fall. And that's, remember the Democrats have 47, you put the 35 in there, they're way past the 67 threshold to convict in the Senate. Tick, 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 tick.
So if you win the bet and Donald Trump steps down before Election Day, what do you prefer? Do you want Chambly? Would you like a nice Pinot Noir? I don't know. I'm buying because I'm also celebrating with you.
So yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, look, guys, you'll all give me credit because you've been watching all along, and you saw me say it from right in the beginning, right? Ironically, a lot of the right wing online will give me credit because they've been watching. Go, oh no, what else gonna go? You don't know anything, you girl. I remember night of 2016.
That's exactly how they say it too.
Yes. It'll be interesting to see if anyone in the mainstream media goes, well, that guy might have been right again. We don't know yet, so hold, don't.
No, I do know, you never get credit, come on.
Right.
So they won't, but you'll get credit.
No, I mean, we don't know yet that he's gonna get impeached. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves,
right.
Okay? 222 anti-jinx, don't measure the curtains yet, okay? But he's hurt, dog. Don't ask him if he's all right. That's why he's lashing out and calling reporters scum and calling the whistleblower treasonous. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.